I'm gonna tell you 5 secrets of LEGO Technic you didn't know. LEGO Technic is easily the most fascinating theme ever, and there are so many unknown aspects of this theme. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. When you think of a LEGO Technic calculator, you probably imagine an insanely complex machine that mechanically performs simple arithmetic operations. But did you know that there was actually a LEGO Technic digital calculator? That's right, you could actually punch in some numbers, add them together, and get an answer. This was essentially a rebranded deluxe flip calculator. Why bother building a Technic calculator when you can just own a digital one? That's actually a problem, since it is completely unknown where this item even came from and nobody is selling it. It is extremely hard to come by, and I hope that at some point in the future, LEGO decides to release another digital calculator under the Technic theme. LEGO Technic has so many bizarre secrets, and if you would like to uncover all of them, such as how to modify the Formula 1 McLaren or the rarest pieces of all time, then make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. But no pressure. No pressure. At number 4 we have the Technic video games. The first game we have is called the Technic Challenge with some beautiful music. You are given 5 minutes to escape the Technic Tower, and you have to pass through 20 rooms. You have to figure out which gear to add or remove in order for the door to open. As a kid, I found this game to be pretty challenging. It promoted my fascination with mechanisms even further. The most satisfying part of the game is when you finally escape the tower and fly away on the awesome spaceship. The second game is called the LEGO Mechanic, Take the Challenge, which is all about fixing one of these 3 vehicles. Basically, you had to place some gears in a way that would make the broken mechanism function. This game is much easier than the escape room game, but I still like it a lot. The third game is called Cyberslam, where you basically had to fight 3 opponents. This game was based on the LEGO Technic Cyberslam set, and the game was actually released all the way back in 1998, so it ran using Adobe Shockwave Player rather than the Flash Player that the other 2 games are based on. As a result, I could not get this game to work on my computer. You can still easily play the Technic Tower or the Technic Mechanic games though. I have left a link in the description to the archived copies of these games, and after you get Adobe Flash Player working on your computer, you're good to go. There is also a 4th game called Pullback, but unfortunately it is not archived, so you cannot play it. There might be more, but I only know 4 Technic games. Next up we have the Technic Blog. The Technic designers and other important members of the team hosted a blog on the old Technic website. It began way back in March 2008 and was ultimately discontinued when all of the theme-specific websites were removed. Nowadays, technic.lego.com simply redirects you to the shopping page. When the blog was still around though, the designers always made fascinating posts. For example, when the legendary Unimog U400 was released, many questioned why the front suspension was offset by half a module. Rico Reinhold Krog, the creative lead for all Technic products at the time, made a highly detailed blog post regarding the Unimog's suspension. It is a fascinating read and teaches you a lot about how suspension actually works. The Technic blog even featured posts from fans themselves. The famous Technicopedia was created by Eric Albrecht. In his Technic post, he talks about his experience as an aerospace engineer, starting his famous Technicopedia, joining the Seattle LEGO users group, and attending several conventions such as BrickCon and BrickFest. Serial, now considered by many to be the king of LEGO Technic, actually made a post on the Technic blog describing how he became addicted to LEGO Technic and later made a post describing his favorite Technic set. There were even competitions hosted on the blog. One of the featured models came from Milan Randall, who actually became a LEGO designer later on and then became responsible for absolutely groundbreaking sets like the Land Rover Defender. The Technic blog allowed for fans and designers to interact much more easily, and it was truly the best part of LEGO Technic in the early 2010s. Here we have the LEGO Technic Magazine. The first issue was released in July 2022, and so far, this is the only issue of the Technic Magazine. Now, it's extremely difficult to find, though fortunately I have bought it at just the right time. The magazine featured puzzles, Technic fun facts, and information about the designers. Did you know that Marcus Kosman is not only responsible for the best sets ever, but he actually designed almost every single Technic piece since 2004. The magazine even features important milestones of the Technic era. If you ever get the chance to buy a copy of this magazine, I strongly recommend it. It is truly one of the best magazines I have ever read. I'm looking forward to the next issue. The final secret of LEGO Technic has to do with the most useless piece of all time, which I would also consider to be the most bizarre one. Almost every single piece has a purpose, but this one stands out, which is the Technic half pin with foil connector. It cannot connect two beams together since it is only a half pin, and the outer part is not able to connect to system pieces. It is actually used to connect paper to LEGO Technic. There was a LEGO Forma Koi set, which was essentially a kinetic sculpture that made the fish swim forwards upon spinning the little mechanism. The chassis was actually covered up with paper skins, and the strange half pins were used in this set. I cannot think of a single other use for this piece other than using it on the Forma set. Despite all that, I still believe that LEGO should widely produce the Forma theme with lots of different kinetic sculptures. This set is extremely rare since only 6,673 copies were sold. As a result, just one useless pin goes for between $3 and $5, in comparison to the normal black pins, which only cost between 1 and 2 cents. If you would like to learn more about the rarest Technic pieces, then click on the video right over here. This is your Unbrick Me here, and I'll see you in the next one.